The short answer to the question is no. And here's my reason. Stick with me, because I'm sure there's people out there who have had better experiences than me, but this is based on my experience. Keith Trimm Dragon Art. I paint stuff like this. And if you can see what I'm wearing here, I'm currently a registered nurse. And the reason why I'm a registered nurse is because it pays my bills. Now, I've been through art school 2 times in my life. Once back in the early 90s or late 80s, and then once I went to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. I spent 3 to 4 years there studying art. Why did I do it? Because I felt at the time that's the only option I really had. I didn't want to be a welder. I didn't want to be a mechanic. You know, art was something that came to me easily. And even at the time I was in art school, I knew the chances of me getting a job was pretty slim. I'd probably end up working for a magazine, maybe a newspaper, and I probably could have done that without a degree. So at the time, my father suggested I get a teaching degree, which I kind of regret, something to fall back onto. And I spent a full year taking teaching classes, which just burned me out. I had no desire to be an art teacher, especially at the time when they sent me off to an elementary school to do observations. And it reminded me of high school during a study hall, when kids would come to study hall and just misbehave, and all the teacher did was try to correct the students. And I knew I didn't want to spend my art class just correcting students for students who didn't want to be there. So I've been an artist all my life, a cartoonist. In high school, I won some awards for that. I've done post-prom party caricatures. I'm known for that. I learned my painting techniques, the underpainting, while I was in Kearney, Nebraska, which I've used to this day. But every time I hear a student, my sons just graduated from high school, whenever I hear of a kid that has the ambition to go to art school, I always cringe in the inside. And I want to go over there and just strangle them and say, don't do that, go find something else to do. And, you know, I eventually went into nursing. My family has background in medicine, so I kind of was going down that path anyway. But I needed something that was going to pay my bills, and I knew that art wasn't going to do that. So I spent all this time being a nurse, which pays for my art hobby. Now it's a hobby, which is sad to say. But I've just recently become an associate member at a gallery in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is really kind of cool. I have my own gallery downtown here in Fairbury, which is kind of cool. A lot of my artwork is kind of weird, and it doesn't really fit in with the artwork around here. There's no tractors, there's no barns, no cows, whatnot. I live in a very rural area. I mean, you can drive 5 miles out of this town any direction and run into a cornfield. I mean, that's what it's like. So the people around here are not used to seeing a T-Rex in the window, which is fine. It's my thing. It's always been my thing. I grew up in I was a teenager. I was 13 years old when Star Wars came out. 1980, I was a freshman in high school when Alien came out. I remember exactly what theater I was in when Aliens came out in '86. The theater's been torn down since then. It was Lincoln, Nebraska. But I imprinted all of my artisticness at that time. Frank Frazetta was on the covers of the novels my dad read, the Conan novels, Heavy Metal, the cartoon. I watch it to this day. I mean, me and my wife watch Star Wars every Sunday night. I mean, it's just that's where I grew up. That's my life right there. So it's what I enjoy. In college, I was in a hard rock band. I used to have really long hair. You know, I was the hippie kid. Not hippie. I was more of a metalhead, I guess. But anyway, I didn't really embrace the ruralness of what's going on around here in my hometown. I go to the gallery shows where I'm a gallery associate, and I look at the artwork, and I know I don't fit in there. But it's nice they invited me. It's really super nice. and I know people look at my stuff and go, what the heck is that? You know, that's some pretty weird crap up there. But that's fine. So I've been on this YouTube channel now for a year. I've had another channel I've been on since 2008. That's a hodgepodge of different local stuff and sports. I do a lot of sports photography around here. But as far as my art goes, this channel, it's not really blowing up. And I know that. They say that YouTube channels take a long time and a lot of work, and I realize that. But it takes a lot of work and effort to put these videos out, because each one takes me 2 to 3 hours to do. At this rate, it'll take me 3 years just to get, well, I'm almost at 100 videos right now. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the process. I enjoy recording it. I've done a lot of video editing all of my life. It's part of me being an artist. I do a lot of video editing with my sports photography, sports videos, and whatnot. So it was easy to transform into doing this with my art. And I always liked watching the YouTube videos where the guys would time-lapse out their paintings. That's what I do. Same thing. I just kind of copied their thing. And I just put my music. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm also a musician, songwriter. I got like 50 songs in my catalog, and I just keep repeating those through my videos. So if you heard my videos, that's me. Well, mostly me. There's also another guy who we just been singing. But most of it's my own music, and it's kind of rocky, rock music. Anyway, back to my original thing. Is art school worth it? No, it's not. Especially nowadays with AI, nobody's going to pay you to be an artist. You hang your stuff in the gallery, and a lot of people put hefty prices on their stuff, $800,000. And I don't know who's going there and paying for that. I put some hefty prices on my stuff too. So what the heck? If they'll pay it, they'll pay it. If they don't, they don't. My problem is now I've got lots and lots of paintings in the house. I used to paint on canvases. I get at Goodwill, and I got tons of them. So I quit doing that, and now I just bought some watercolor paper, some different kinds of paper, and I paint on that, which fits very nicely into a bit large portfolio. And I keep accumulating those. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I have a couple friends, actually they're friends of my son, who enjoy them, and they'll take anything I paint. That's great. They put them in their house, in their apartments, whatnot. But I realize it's very hard to get a following in what I'm doing in particular. But is art school good? It's good for some people. The people who figured it out, sure, great, do it. Would I advise anybody to go to art school? No. I would say go into nursing, go into the medical profession. You have a much better chance of making a living. And if you disagree with me, if you made it this far into this video, put some comments down there and tell me how wrong I am, because I'm sure I'm wrong. But from my own personal experience, being an artist has been one long hobby financed by my nursing degree. I'm a registered nurse, and so I do both, in my photography, in my music, and I also write books. I got like 20 full-length novels I've written over the years. So, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a follow, make some comments. Thank you.